a friend of mine who has been asking questions and struggling with some difficult things. Hey, Mike. Hey, Ella. So, she's been, hey, good to see you. Hey, Giovanni. Hey, everybody. Mala. We're going to be talking about some interesting stuff today. Hey, Raphael. Hey, Kaua. We're going to be talking about what happens, what it's like, what it feels like to when you are depressed. You know, what about thoughts of suicide, thoughts of feeling trapped? That's what we're going to be talking about. How do we think about this? How do we deal with it? How do we get out of this kind of a thing, right? What's really going on? Kisses, KK, nice to see you. Mel Pow. Male Powell. Okay, I gotta look that up and know what it means. So I hope my friend comes on soon because I want to specifically address some of her questions about this and some of the things that she's been going through, and just talk about it, talk about what's going on, and use like specific example, right? So I've talked a bit about my own experiences with that and what I had to do to just completely change my life, and how oftentimes that's what we got to do when we're in that kind of situation. But there may be times when we don't, maybe we feel like we're stuck. Maybe we don't feel like we have the opportunity to totally upend and change our life, right? Maybe maybe you're underage, maybe you're still in school, maybe, you're still under the jurisdiction of your parents, maybe you have no money, right? There's all kinds of reasons why we might not be able to just, walk out the door and leave and completely change our life in a moment, when we feel like the future that we see for ourselves is nothing that inspires us, nothing that makes us want to be there. And I realized for me that when I got really depressed and when I was upset about this stuff, it was because of that. Like, I saw no future for myself that seemed enjoyable, that seemed happy, that seemed exciting. I was like, what's this life? I don't want to live that, right? It just looked like this endless round of depressing, tasks that had to be accomplished over and over and over. And I didn't see a vision of something beautiful and exciting and interesting, of where I wanted to be and where I wanted to go. I thought I was stuck, and that's why I became depressed. And I think honestly, for so many people, it's a similar thing. You feel stuck, and maybe it's being stuck. Hey, Luxar, we're talking. So we're talking about the topics I promised. So we're gonna get into that, okay? So oftentimes when we feel depressed, it's because we feel stuck. We feel stuck in something that just looks depressing and terrible to us. We don't want this life. We don't want the life that everyone is telling us that we're supposed to live, right? Or that, we only see like a few possible paths in front of us, right? We don't see the whole vast world of possibility that exists out there. We only see like, okay, well, my parents want me to get this kind of job and marry this kind of person. And, if I go to college, then I can, maybe I can choose between, being a lawyer or an accountant or a doctor. But, they're not going to let me choose to be a musician or a dancer or, whatever else there is out there, right? So you may feel stuck with only like a limited selection of choices, but that is actually all baloney. Okay, that's baloney. This idea that you're stuck and you only have these few options, that's not true. It might be true just in this moment. Okay, maybe you're still home with your parents, right? Maybe you're still finishing high school. Maybe you don't. She said, thanks a lot for your efforts and guidance. You're welcome. So in this moment, right? But this moment lasts so short, really. If you think about it, right? Let's say you've got another year or two to finish high school, right? Before you're going to be 18 and, be able to kind of do what you want. Now, of course, there's other issues that you might be facing, right? It might be monetary issues, right? So you say, okay, well, I maybe just have another year here. I got to finish, this stuff, and then I can go to college. Then you can go do something else. But maybe you don't want to go to college, right? Or maybe your parents have some marriage planned for you, or something like that you don't want to do, right? What are you supposed to do then? How do you figure this out? First of all, remember that it is your life. You don't actually owe them anything. Okay. Once they have birthed you, they have created you, and that's great. But it's your life. You get to choose who you're going to be in the world. Okay. So get rid of the guilt, get rid of that fear, get rid of the rest of that, right? If you could do anything and be anything and go anywhere in the world, where would you want to go? What would excite you? Right? That's how you get out of depression. Look and see what would excite you. Would you go to France? Would you go to Italy? Would you go to America? Would you, what would make you excited to do? Would you go, do a live aboard dive boat on the Great Barrier Reef in Australia? I mean, when I got out of like the small system that I was in, that small community, that small group, I realized there were so many possible things I could do. And you can see that because you have access to the internet. You can watch YouTube videos on every possible career, job, hobby in the world. So go and look and see what's out there for you. You don't have to be stuck. Now, you might be stuck for another year or two, right? If you're home, that's probably true. What about if you don't have any money? What about if you don't know how to make money? Well, guess what? You might be living somewhere really poor, right? You may not have any money, and you may be wondering, well, how am I, I have to do what my parents tell me to do. I have to live this way. I have to go to college. And we're talking about after you're 18, right? You might be thinking, okay, I got to go to college. Hey, Carlos, I got to, I got to study the major that they tell me because they're paying for it, right? And yeah, right, that might be true, okay? But oftentimes, if you stand up for yourself and you really take a stand and say, this is what I want to do, and I want you to support me in it, right? This is what I want to study. Oftentimes, parents actually do want you to kind of grow up and be responsible for yourself and tell them what it is you want and why. So look at that first, too. But if you do have to, if you're like in a situation that's abusive, you're in a situation that, is just making you so upset and depressed that you don't even want to, that you're having thoughts of suicide. Well, there is just so much exciting stuff out there. If I told you all the different cool things I've done in my life, and I didn't even have a lot of money when I did almost all of them, So you can go and you can volunteer, right? You can go to different countries. I know people who have backpacked across the world with practically no money, and they stop and wash dishes in restaurants, to pay for food and pay for their way as they go. Like, you're not trapped. It's only your mind that's making you trapped, right? Money is actually not essential for learning. Guess what? All of the top teachers in the world, all of the best books, it's all free on YouTube, right? You can watch it all. You can learn it all. There's books, there's courses, all of this learning. There's Khan Academy. All of this learning is there now. It's all available to you. You pick what you want to do, right? Do you want to be a computer coder? Do you want to design software? Do you want to design clothes? Like, it's all there on the internet now. You don't even have to pay to go to college to learn it, okay? You know what I do when I want to learn something? When I want to learn something from the master, from the very best, I find out who is the best person at that, like top psychologist, top brain, neurosurgeon, whatever that is. I find out who's the best at that, and I go buy their book. And their book costs like $7 or whatever, right? It's a whole lot less than the college, paying for a college degree. I go buy their book, I read it. I go watch their videos, I watch their talks, Now, if you want to be a doctor or you want to do something really technical, that's different, because then you got to go and you got to physically do it. You got to practice it, right? But if you just want to learn and just learn, right? There's never been a better time in history. It's all at your fingertips. Okay. Now let's look at the money side, because you got to be able to have money to sometimes to get out of a bad situation, right? If you're in a situation, and this is what I talk about, like how, I felt so trapped until I learned how to make some money so that I could go and do something. Because if you have no money, you're dependent on the people that are paying for you, right? And that's 100% true. So how can you make money? You right now are in an era where you can make money online, right? Just from your phone. You can make money online from your phone. So if you're on Facebook, you can make money. Okay. I'm going to explain to you how to do this. All right. All right. I'm going to tell you how to do this. Okay. I'm not just going to tell you this is something you can do. I'm going to give you the actual, this is one thing you could do. There's so many things you could do. Go look online. There's so many people doing all kinds of things, but I will tell you one thing that you could do right away. And there's a company called Shine On Jewelry. Shine On Jewelry. Okay. I know the founder of this company very well, and a lot of the people who are his sellers, they live in Vietnam. They live in countries all over the world, countries that are really poor, where it can be really difficult to make money. Okay. This is what you do. If you go on there, you open an account with them, and they have all these beautiful jewelry products available. So you can be a seller for them. They will help you set up your own store on Shopify. They have the template. It's all there. You sign up with them. They have training videos, teach you how to do it. And it's free. It's free. Okay. You don't have to pay them any money to do this. What you do is you create, you take little pictures, you create little posts on Facebook. They'll show you how to do that. You create posts on Facebook, on Instagram with a link to buy the product. So it's a picture of like a beautiful necklace or whatever that you want to sell. And there's a link to your store, which is your store online, your Shopify store online, which they have the template. So it just opens, right? It's really simple. You connect that to whatever bank account you have. Now, I know for some people it can be a challenge because you may not have a bank account. But, I'm guessing that there's some way that you'll be able to receive money. So that can be a challenge for people 100%. But you can overcome that, right? You can connect it. All these people in Vietnam are doing it. So I know it's possible. Okay. You connect that. You can sell this product. You can sell these like necklaces, bracelets, whatever, earrings, they've got tons and tons and tons of product. Somebody clicks your link and purchases it from you, okay? You don't even have to touch the product. You're not responsible for it. They automatically ship the product in a beautiful box, right? And they take, depending on how much you sell the product for, they just take the base price of the product, and you get the rest of the money. See? So if you're selling a product, like you're selling a necklace for like $40, they take about $10, and the $30 is for you. And that goes straight into your bank account, and it's automatic. Okay? It's automatic. Think about that. That's a way, it's right there. It's set up to be super simple. It's set up for people to be able to just go and make some money online, to be able to do that. If you like being online, if you like being on Facebook, if you like creating little posts and Instagram things and stuff like that, right? You can do it. You can do it. All right. So just connect with them. It's called Shine On Jewelry. Google it. I'm sure there's other people that do this as well. There's lots of other opportunities like this out there, but you don't have to be stuck. There's ways, like we feel stuck that we're, that we can't make money, and therefore we can't get out of a situation we don't want to be in. But there's so many ways to make money out there. So I've just given you one way that's quite simple. And like I said, it costs you no money. There's no investment. You don't have to buy inventory. You don't have to put down a down payment, nothing, like literally nothing. You just, you work and you set up your store with them. They'll help you. You watch their videos, you become one of their sellers. And, it just takes a little work, takes a little effort. That's all, right? And then once you create those like pictures, you get it out, send it out, start getting some money in the door. And they have the product, they do the shipping, they do everything. See? Aw, thank you. She says, no words to explain my thoughts towards you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I want to empower you to not be afraid. I want to empower you to be able to take care of yourself, to stand up for yourself. Of course, you need money. You need a way to support yourself if you're going to really stand up for yourself, if you're going to really claim your own ownership and take control of your life. You 100% need a way to make money to do that, right? Because that's what we live on. So, you can't be dependent on other people for your money, because then you have to do what they want, and you have to go along with what they want, even if that's not what you want, right? So that's why I'm teaching you. That's why I'm giving you simple way. All right. If you want to understand more about this, you can reach out to me with direct messenger. This is like, my friend has this company and he has sellers all over the world. Like I said, Vietnam, India, everywhere that do this, work with his company as sellers, and you can make a living, right? You don't have to be dependent, and you can do that all the way through college. Wouldn't it be way cooler to like actually be in college making money and setting yourself up, right? Rather than, like having a good legal way to make money. And then if you decide, hey, this college isn't what I want to focus on something else, great, you do that too. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. She says, great information. Sometimes all it takes is a shift in mindset, a shift in your self-talk, and then the opportunities suddenly appear. Yes, exactly. Right? Sometimes all you got to do, you got to shift that perspective and realize, wow, all this money is out there. I just need to get a little part of it to give myself independence. That's all I need, right? And then I can grow from there. So, all right. Well, I hope this was helpful for you, Luxar, and anybody else watching, about how you can take back your own financial control through something that's really quite simple. And, even if you feel like you're stuck for another year or two, or whatever that is, in that situation, maybe you're underage or whatever, that time goes by so fast. It really does. Use that time to get yourself ready, right? Don't just be sitting there thinking, oh my God, I'm stuck here for another year, right? Be like, wow, I've got a year. What can I do to prepare myself to be out in the world? What can I do? Like, you've got a year right now. You're sitting there. Someone else is paying for your food, right? And your bills. Learn how to make money while you're doing it, right? That way, when you're ready to go, you're ready to go. And you've got the ability to support yourself and to the ability to go make your own choices. Like, use this. The same thing is true as if you're in a job you hate, right? If you're in a job you hate, you got money coming in. Use that time to prepare yourself to become independent, to have a source of income that's not tied to the job you hate, and so that you can get out there and get free. Okay. All right. She says, thank you, dear. I love you. I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope this was helpful for you. And I will see you guys tomorrow. But see, this is great. If you ask me real questions, then I will give you answers. I will come up with it. I will teach you how to do it. So ask questions. It's really good when you ask questions, right? Because then I'm going to tell you. I got lots and lots and lots of information and experience that I can share with you. I do this for multi-million-dollar businesses all the time. So just ask me questions and, see what happens. See what we can create together. Okay. Guys, have a beautiful day. I love you lots. Love you lots.